हम स्टार्ट करते हैं द लिविंग वर्ल्ड का एनसीईआरटी रीडिंग। तो मैं एनसीईआरटी की रीडिंग करूँगी एंड आप सुनना। चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। सबसे पहले है इंट्रोडक्शन। तो हाउ वंडरफुल इज़ द वर्ल्ड, हाउ वंडरफुल इज़ द लिविंग वर्ल्ड। द वाइड रेंज ऑफ लिविंग टाइप्स इज़ अमेजिंग. The extraordinary habits in which we find living organisms, be it cold mountain, delusionous forest, oceans, freshwater lakes, deserts, and hot springs, leave us speechless. The beauty of galloping horse and migrating birds, the valleys of flower, and the attracting shark evoke Eve and deep sense of wonder. The ecological conflict and cooperation among members of a population and among population of community, or even the molecular traffic inside in a cell, makes us deeply reflect on what in it is life. The question has two implicate questions within it. The first is a technical one, seeks answer to what living is as open to non-living, and the second is philosophical one and seeks answer to what the purpose of life is. As scientists, we shall not attempt answering the second question. We will try reflect on what is living. तो सबसे पहले 1.1 है what is living. When we try to define living, we conventionally look for destructive characterizations exhibited by living organisms: growth, reproduction, ability to sense environment and mold a suitable response come to our mind immediately as a unique feature of living organisms. One can add a few more features like metabolism, ability to self-replicate, self-organize, interact, and emerge to this list. Try to understand each of these. All living organisms grow, increase in mass, increasing numbers of individuals are twin characters of growth. The multicellular organisms growth by cell division. In plants, this growth by cell division occur continuously throughout the lifespan. In animals, the growth is seen only up to a certain age. However, cell division occur in a certain tissues to replace lost cells. Unicellular organisms growth by cell division. One can easily observe this in vitro culture by simple counting of number cells under the microscope. In majority of higher animals and plants, growth and reproduction are mutually exclusive events. One most remember, and the increase in body mass is considered as growth. Non-living objects also grow. If we take increase in body mass as a criteria for growth, mountains, boulders, and sand moles do grow. However, this kind of growth exhibited by non-living objects is by accumulation of matter on the surface. In living organisms, growth is from inside. Growth, therefore, cannot be taken as a defining property of living organisms. Condition under it can be observed in all living organisms have we explained, and then understand that characteristics of a living system. Dead organisms do not grow. Second is reproduction. Reproduction likewise is a characteristics of living organisms. In multicellular organisms, reproduction refers to production of progeny process features more or less similar to their parents. Invariably and implicitly, we refer to sexual reproduction. Organisms reproduce by asexual means. Also, fungi multiply and spread easily due to millions of asexual spores by produce then. In lower organisms like yeast and hydra, we observe budding. In planaria flatworm, we observe true regeneration. A fragmented organisms regenerate a lost part of body and become a new organisms. The fungi, the filamentous algae and protonema of mosses all easily multiply and by fragmentation. When it comes to unicellular organisms like bacteria, unicellular algae and amoeba, reproduction is synonymous with growth. Increase in number of cells, we have already defined growth is equivalent to increasing number cells or mass. Hence, we notice that single-celled organisms, we are not very clear about uses of those terms, growth and reproduction. Further, there are many organisms which do not reproduce, mule, sterile, worker bee, infertile human couple, etc. Hence, reproduction also cannot be an all-exclusive defining characteristics of living organisms. Of course, no non-living objects is capable of reproducing and or replicating by itself. Another characteristic of life is metabolism. All living organisms are made of chemicals. These chemicals, small and big, belonging to various classes, size, functions, etc., are constantly being made and changed into some other biomolecules. These conversions are chemical change into other biochemicals. These conventions are chemical reaction or metabolic reaction. These are thousands of metabolic reactions occurring simultaneously inside all living organisms. They unicellular or multicellular, all plants, animals, fungi and microbes exhibit metabolism. Sum total of all chemical reaction occurring in our body is metabolism. No non-living object exhibit metabolism. Metabolism reaction can be demonstrated outside the body in cell-free system as isolated metabolic reaction outside the body of an organisms performed in a test tube is neither a living or non-living. Hence, while metabolism is a defining feature of all living organisms without exception, isolated metabolic reaction in vitro, not living thing but surely living reactions. Hence, cellular organism of a body is a defining feature of living form. Okay, bye.